Okay, let's keep on going with Mommy's messages on where to look for your emotional security, as shown in the birth chart. I'm imagining your birth chart sitting here in front of me. Because when I read somebody's chart, this is how I do it with the programming. Everybody loves it. So, Moon in the 9th house. Now, wherever the moon is, that's where Mommy told us to look for our emotional security. She didn't say we'd find it there. She said look for it there. Now, the 9th house is ruled in the natural zodiac by Sagittarius. Sagittarius wants to spread its wings and soar above the clouds. And so, Mommy's message about where to look for your emotional security is not here, baby, not around here. Go long. Grab that passport and get on a plane and get out of Dodge. Through higher education, through truth, through principles, through looking at a bigger picture than what's right in front of your nose. Because remember, the 9th house is the big picture. It deals with truth and honesty. And with the moon there, I think she really wants to go along with you. The moon in the 9th house, I apologize, in the 9th house, I'm laughing too hard at a picture of Mommy running after you with a piece of luggage saying, take me with you. She wants you to see the world. She wants you to have new experiences. She also says to look for your security in a higher education. And so you're a natural student of human nature, aren't you? You're always learning, and you're always plugging what you learn into the big picture. I hope this makes sense to you. Because what you're able to do is take the pieces of the puzzle and plug them in. And I love the 9th house. I think it's a great house. So I guess what I'm saying is spread your wings and soar. Visit all of those wonderful places that she's encouraging you to go to. And of course, the message that she gives you is where you're supposed to go, what you're supposed to study for higher education. Okay? Does she want you to study homemaking? Does she want you to be a chef? And you would prefer studying law? See what I'm talking about. Okay. The moon in the 10th house tells us that 10th house parent, the out front parent, is Mommy, not Daddy. And I talked about the fact that the 4th house represents the nurturing parent. The 10th house represents the out front, out in the world parent. And we have to know which is which, and we only know by looking at the individual charts of the people. Okay? So, Mommy's message is to look to your career for your emotional security. Look to being out front for your emotional security. I know a woman who always has to be out front. She always has to be first. She has to be noticed. Well, the catch-22 on that is that Mommy's already got that slot taken. And so in your career, you will find that there is always a Mommy figure who got there first. A little frustrating. And she says, essentially, be the leader the same way I would be the leader. Remember, she leaves her footprint, her stamp, on whichever house she falls in. Isn't this just fascinating? And of course, as a disguised Capricorn, you're going to move to the top. all the time, constantly climbing mountains, trying to achieve recognition to get good enough for mother's permission. And this is why, because we want our mother's permission, when you get to the top and you see that there's already somebody there, you got to find another mountain to climb constantly. Now, the moon in the 11th house, very, very interesting. Mommy said, first of all, to turn to your friends for your emotional security. And the fact that the 11th house is ruled by Aquarius in the natural zodiac says that you are to be a humanitarian. And so Mommy said, be a friend to all. Can you guess what the catch-22 is? She's supposed to be your best friend. Remember, she's your mommy, but she wants to be your friend. This can create problems. Remember, earlier I talked about the fact that if your mother wants to be your friend, who's your mother? Okay? So what you find yourself doing is looking to your friends for a mommy replacement. This is the catch-22 part of the moon. And naturally, with the moon in the 11th house, you're taking turns being a friend to one another, incarnation after incarnation. It can also be that, going back to the 10th house, with the moon in the 10th house, mommy has always been a step ahead of you, and you're trying to outdo her. And you may be taking turns being the authority parent, the leadership parent. And I know of one woman who is in competition with her mother, who has long left this planet because of the story from past lives. So back to the 11th house. What we see here is somebody who's looking to their friends to give them the emotional fulfillment and security that mommy wasn't able to. And you're going to be a mommy to your friends. That's just what's so. And the moon in the 12th house. Mommy's message is pull back and retreat and don't ask for attention. Just be by yourself, alone, and look to spirit, to God, for your emotional security. And, oh yes, in case you hadn't noticed, that person is mommy, God. And so, I hope you've enjoyed looking at your mommy's messages, and may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed this particular segment of Practical Astrology, and I hope you'll be back for more. And if you want more information, check the information box below.